Cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya. I can't sing for nothing, so I'm not even gonna try. However, I will say this: that when I first saw Kaya, she had less than 50,000 subscribers, and I thought it was pretty cool seeing a young woman cook and seemingly enjoying it. Right? Then she got a lot of backlash and became super popular. I'm not gonna lie. I started watching Cooking with Kaya once I saw all the hate she was receiving. And she was receiving a lot of hate, mainly from women that was talking about her cooking and dancing and enjoying it. I liked Cooking with Kaya at that particular time, mainly because I noticed a shift. There was a shift of the online presence of women talking and bashing men, and then you saw women starting to do things that men actually like cooking sourdough bread, cooking meals, making drinks, things like that. Cooking with Kaya is not necessarily the trad wife area. However, let's be real here. If you're a man and you're dating a woman and you see her wearing something that looks very cute, a little sexy, and she's dancing and cooking, that's going to make your day. That's going to make you happy. That's going to make you want to go home, rest, and go back out and work even harder to provide for a woman that acts like she actually enjoys you and wants to do little stuff like that for you. That's why I like Cooking with Kaya. And then the shift continued where you saw other women who were, I won't say necessarily jealous, but wanted to hop on that trend and show that they could cook too. So, whenever something goes up, it's got to come down eventually. But I don't think that necessarily happened with Kaya. I still think it was a lot of hating women that were sitting here still trying to spread rumors about her. And the rumors kept going for a long time, even when she was our most popular. And here's my thing. When Streamer University happened, I think that did more damage than good for her. I don't think enough people talk about that. Because when Streamer University happened, that's when the situation with her quote unquote cheating on her boyfriend at the time. And let's be real here, a lot of men didn't know that she had a boyfriend. And I always tell women this. If you're going to get into the entertainment industry, if you're going to get into the adult industry, any type of industry like that, right? If you have a man or a spouse, you got to keep that hidden, because the majority of people who's going to support you, pay for you, and be your ride or dies are the one that's going to have that fantasy inside their head that they can be with you somehow one day. So her being exposed or having a boyfriend and allegedly cheating on the boyfriend at the time, which from what I seen, I don't think she did. That did more harm than good. And the only reason it did more harm than good because the women that were hating on her originally jumped in an opportunity to point out, say, see, she's not so great, all this other kind of stuff. But realistically speaking, if you're dancing in a club, I'm just saying, if you're a woman, if you're dancing on a club and another man grabs your butt, what are you supposed to do in that moment? You can't necessarily fight a man. See, a lot of women have an issue where they have their egos inflated, thinking that they can go around hitting men like Ro. And, Ro Reports, the brick lady. That's how she became famous, by hitting men and making accusations, things of that nature. However, if you're just a normal feminine woman, she addressed it, the guy apologized, and then they moved on. But people wanted more for some reason. Anyways, let's go ahead and watch the video of Kaya coming out and saying that, these are rumors, these are not true, and go over a few other aspects of this situation too that I thought was pretty interesting. Now, Cooking with Kaya now has 2.3 million followers, and I think that's great. I didn't know she was that high up, and she's still killing it on this platform. So I don't know how she could be broke if she's bringing in over 1 million views per video. I mean, some are less than 1 million, but her traditional, normal cooking videos, for the most part, it's 1 million plus. So there's no way I can imagine her being broke. And I think she has a Twitch account. I personally don't have Twitch. I don't mess with Twitch. So I can't confirm that for sure. But she did come out and say in this video that I'm about to play that she does not have a Facebook or X account. So let's go ahead and hit play on that.
All right, y'all, let's finally have this conversation. Unfortunately, for the people who have recently been making like these 2-minute rants about me and telling me what I should have did and what I didn't do right and this, that, and the third, I've been telling y'all since March that the Facebook account and the X account impersonating me are not me. Just because you don't see me on social media anymore, because I choose not to be on the internet right now because I'm taking a break because I'm grieving my dead sister, doesn't mean I went broke.
Now, I do remember that situation right there where there was a car accident, and I can't remember if her sister passed in. I know she had one that passed before, so I'm not sure the details of that. But either way, though, you never know what could trigger somebody to bring them into a depression or just make them feel out of it once they lost somebody they love and close to. So I can understand her not posting as much at all.
Just because we went on a trip and didn't post on social media about the trip does not mean I went to Dubai and got, you know what? We got to
She's talking about the Dubai porta parties, if you're not familiar with that.
start making 1 + 1 = 2. If I went broke, why would I go to social media and tell y'all? That ain't even the point. The point is, y'all thought y'all had some tea. Whole time it was piss. I'm not trying to go on this long rant, but moral of the story is, stop believing everything you see. That's literally not me posting on that Facebook. That's literally not me posting on X. I mind my business. I literally mind my business. All right, y'all, let's...
And you know what? She's right. She does just mind her business for the most part. The only thing you really hear from Kaya is coming from other people. Now, I will say, this is just my opinion, that I don't think Kaya has capitalized. I don't think she's capitalized on her fame like she should have, like a Cooking with Kya wear from like the TikTok shop, or like doing a real dating show or something like that. Because I think the dating show would do a lot better, if I'm being honest with you, if there was, because you know what DDG attempted to do. I feel like a lot more people or a lot more men would show up to have the opportunity to try to be with Kaya. Only for what she has shown so far. She has been quiet. She likes to have fun. It's just like, you don't see her out here being a 304 compared to other women who get famous. So I can respect that still. She still seems pretty well-grounded. And that's really good. So, and I was going to touch on other aspects of this. Now, if you look at Cooking with Kya's Instagram, I think when I first reported, because at one point in time, she was shooting up really fast. It was like every month or every other month, she was getting like 100,000 subscribers. And she was in competition, sort of, or she was being compared to with this other woman, Cooking with Jai, or I say Jay. Now, Cooking with Jai, I didn't know who she was. I'm not going to lie. Her videos never came across my radar at all, which is kind of odd because I like seeing pretty women cook. Now, Cooking with Jai kind of looks like a BBL baddie, and that's fine. But, you know, she didn't show her face and her body too much up until Kaya came along. Once Kaya came along, she started to change her video styles too. Now, at that time, when the competition, when people put in the competition happened, Cooking with Jai had like 1 million plus subscribers, and Cooking with Kaya was creeping up on 1 million. And then next thing you know, once Kaya caught up with her and started to pass her, that's when Cooking with Jai, from what I know, started changing her video style too. And even if you compare the two pages, you see Cooking with Kaya, I don't know when she posted this video here. That's her lowest video count at 115,000 compared to the rest of them are at 1 million plus. This one was just posted today. I'm imagining this was probably posted today too. 1 million plus, almost at 1 million, probably get 1 million soon. 1 million plus, 2 million plus, 2 million plus, 15 million, 3 million, million plus, etc. When you go to Cooking with Jai, when you look at the same amount of videos, it's 90s are touching 1 million. Oh wait, I take that back. There's one right here that touched 1 million. Looks like a Thanksgiving video. So even though she has 65 million likes compared to Kaya's 27 million likes, Cooking with Jai's TikTok was created back in 2020 compared to Cooking with Kaya's was created back in 2023. So people really did like what Kaya did. The only problem is Cooking with Jai kept, I won't say this is a problem. Here's where the difference is, I should say. Cooking with Jai kept her female audience. If you look at her videos, females seem to like Cooking with Jay, right? This video was put 16 hours ago. You see a lot of female attention. There it is, giving her love here, right? If you're able to see this, it is a lot of women showing support. On the other side, though, if you look at Cooking with Kaya, you see more men. There's a woman here. There's actually more women in this video. Or actually, there's more men compared to Cooking with Jay. And I found it interesting. Some people say that Cooking with Kaya was going broke because she only had men attention. But the funny part about that statement is that women who are able to get a man's attention and retain it know that that's how they become rich. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but let's be real here. Men make women rich. It doesn't matter if you're just attractive. We just want to spend money on you, and some men want to simp. It doesn't matter if we want to be in a relationship and take care of you, or if we just get divorced. Men help make women rich. Now, it goes the other way too, but typically speaking, if a divorce happens, 9 times out of 10, women are going to come out on top of that. So there is another TikToker on here, is NinaDoesTheMost, and she gives a little bit different perspective from what I said. So let's go ahead and watch this too.
Cooking with Kaya. I think everybody's wrong about Cooking with Kaya, including Kaya. Kaya wrong about Kaya. She shouldn't have posted what she posted. This is the problem. First of all, saying stuff like, oh, I will take your man with my plate of food. Motherfuckers don't understand sarcasm. Please, they already was looking for a reason to hate you. A confident, sexy, good-looking black woman coming on here shaking ass and making yams. Babe, they was ready to hate you. If you say something like that, I'll take your man with my plate of yams, girl. You just gotta know they gonna be mad. Hoes mad. And you have to have that attitude. Hoes gonna be mad, they gonna stay mad. And besides, I don't even want your man. 2, when you assume that kind of persona, you don't.
I mean, she is right about that. But at the exact same time, unintentionally, Kaya made a lot of pages successful because a lot of women who were hating eventually started copying her same video format. Instead of saying Cooking with Kaya, or say cooking and replace with their name. Even some men started doing it too. So it's just one of those things that Kaya found a format that helped a lot of people eat.
Get vulnerable on here because you already know people are waiting on your downfall. So you don't go on Twitter and say in 1 to 3 paychecks we could all be in the gutter, in the trenches, living.
Now, this part I don't necessarily agree with because like I said, or in my thumbnail right here, I don't know if you can see the text right. She says she doesn't have a Facebook or X account. So what she's referencing is not true. Anyways, let's go ahead.
Paychecks to paychecks. No, girl, that's not your persona on here. You don't let these people clock your pockets ever. Okay, that's one. So she should have called.
I agree with that.
She blew up and said, Nina, listen, I need you in my team. It's never too late, but we probably gonna have to fire some management. They're not looking out for you. Why you don't got a lonely bands? People are saying she don't has a lonely bands. Okay, so then what's the point of catering to men if you don't have a lonely bands? I'm just telling the truth. There is no point, ladies, in catering to none of these if you're not gonna sell the content to go along with it. Cause what you gonna sell them? Pots? They not cooking. Please, they looking at booty. You gotta lead them somewhere else for that. So if you don't got a lonely bands, forget the male audience. That's where you was wrong about yourself, girl.
Now, I will say, she is right about this. If Cooking with Kaya did she called it a lonely fans. We know what that means. If she did that, and she did cooking videos, and let's say she doesn't go the full 304 route, right? Like, full on penetration and things of that nature. Let's just say she continued to do cooking videos, but instead of doing like the little dances and stuff like that, she just did it in lingerie. If you watch the Bel-Air, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot, what was it? Hillary, Coco Jones. She did a video where it was in her lingerie that went viral. So I can see that. That's actually, I'm surprised Kaya hasn't done that. Maybe she just doesn't want to expose herself like that, which is fine. But if you are on here showing yourself in a bikini anyway, shaking your bum in tight and revealing clothes, it's not that far of a stretch this to do it in lingerie and capitalize even more off all the thirsty men that subscribe and follow to you, because I didn't know she was over at 2 million subscribers already. So she does have a point there.
Just bite the bullet. You should have had Nina manage you. Now, here's where everybody else is wrong about Kaya. People are saying, the problem is that her audience was men. And when you be trying to be male-centered, that's what happened. You turn out to be broke. Because men is broke. Not when it comes to their addictions. Let's tell it like it is. No, they're not. They'll always find money for what they want. So the real problem is you're confused about who your audience is, girl. It's like you want to be for the girls, but you're really for the guys, but you don't have a bottom of the funnel for anybody. So the girls is like, what? Is it pots? Is it food? The boys is like, is it booty? Everybody's confused. See, that's why you need me, girl.
Personally, I'm not confused. I just saw it as entertainment. And again, I mainly started subscribing and watching Kaya's videos because I love to see the hate in the comments that she was getting that was unjustly deserved. Yeah, she said I could take your man or blah, 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 but let's be real here. If you were doing what you were supposed to do as a woman, a stranger on the internet should not impact you enough to make rageful comments in video replies. I mean, she kind of played everybody and got wealthy off of it. Well, I won't say wealthy, rich off of it. And now I will say people, mainly women, are looking for a downfall. I wish Kaya success overall, if I'm being honest with you. But you guys tell me what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.